Hi, welcome to Boredom Busters. My name is Priscilla White. I'm a director here at Lift Brigade, and I'm also Lance's mom. My son Lance started Lift Brigade via his Make-A-Wish when he was fighting cancer. He wanted to do something to help other kids get through treatment. He knows firsthand being in the hospital can get kind of boring, so we wanted to think of something fun for y'all to do that's a creative outlet we hope you enjoy.
Hi, welcome to Boredom Busters. I'm Stevie, an associate director here at Lift Brigade and Lance's sister. Today we're going to be doing some radial weaving.
Welcome to Boredom Busters. Today's kit is going to be radial weaving. Radial is just a fancy word for circular. So we're going to weave in a circle today. So in our kit we have instructions. We have a paper plate with some cuts in the edge and some yarn. We have a long piece of yarn that's big and fluffy, and we have a skinnier, shorter piece of yarn, and we have 2 crayons. Okay, so set the crayons to the side. Those will be our last step. Our first step will be to set up our loom. So we're going to do that with our skinny yarn that Stevie has. So find an end of the yarn. And to create your loom, you're going to secure it to through one cut of the paper plate and leave 3 to 4 inches dangling off the back of the plate. Because we're going to weave on the front of our plate. So Stevie's going to flip it over and show you how much she's leaving. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so flip your plate back over, and you're going to take your yarn across the plate, the opposite side of the plate, to the next slot. Yep, and put it through. Okay, then you're going to wrap around the back of that tab and loop it back over the front of the plate. So it's going to come through this slot and across the other side. Okay? And then through that opposite slot, around the back and through the front. And just keep going till you've gone all the way around your plate. And it's okay if these slots aren't evenly spaced. Your weaving will look beautiful. And then when you get to the last tab, it's back through and across, and you just let it dangle. So you pick where you want it to cross, where it looks best to you. Probably this slot, Stevie. Okay? All right. So you can see how the lines all crisscross in the middle. So you want to unwrap your long, fluffy yarn, take the tape off the middle, find an end, and you're going to tie that end around the center of as many of the strings in the center as you can. So kind of pinch them together with your fingers first to see what works the best. There you go. And Stevie's just going to tie it, to the other side. Pull it tight. Tie another little knot. Okay, and then tuck that loose end underneath. There we go. All right, so now it is time to start weaving. So we're going to straighten out our big fat yarn. Make sure there's no tangles. And the hardest part about this project is patience that it requires to deal with this long piece of yarn. So just be patient with yourself and don't get frustrated. So for weaving, we're going to go over and under, over and under. Okay, so we'll alternate all the way around. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strings. Okay, so decide where you want to start. So our yarn starts here, so I might say let's go under this one first. And we would go over the next one and under the next one. And then I would pull that through before I keep going. And so like I said, you just need to be patient and take your time. And get it tightly wound around the center. There you go. And then you keep repeating. So she's going over, under. And you have to be careful that it doesn't get caught on the tabs. So she's kind of using her other finger as a guide for the yarn to go through. That's a really good idea. And she's just taking her time. And so she's over, so then under, then over and under. And once you get more confident with your weaving, you'll be able to do more strings at a time. But at this beginning, it can be kind of tricky. So just take your time and go slow. Okay, so I'm going to let Stevie just keep going, and you're going to go around and around and around until it looks finished to you. And you want to keep it kind of tight around the center, so be sure and just keep pulling it kind of tight to make sure it's staying together. And you can see as Stevie gets farther out from this very center of the circle that she can do more strings at a time. And as you keep going, you can see this is already starting to look a little bit like a flower. So when we're done, that's what the crayons are for, is you can color some flower petals if you'd like, and you can hang it in your room as a piece of art, or you could even pull it off of your loom and tie the edges of the thin yarn to make a coaster for your room that's soft and fluffy. But I love the way this big, thick yarn feels. It's so fluffy. It's fun to work with. And if you get tired of weaving, you can take a break and come back to this project. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. We are, obviously, because we're making the video. But that's kind of what's nice about this project. You can do it for a little while, put it away, do something else, and come back to it. It just helps keep your hands busy, gives you something to do. So as you can see, Stevie's starting to fill up her plate. You can shift your weaving over if it's getting a little lopsided and not centered on your plate if you want. If you don't want to weave anymore and you're happy with the size of your weaving, you can cut off the tail of the big long yarn after you've tied a knot around your weaving. You could tuck it behind your weaving if you're going to keep everything on your plate. It's up to you. If you want to keep weaving and weave almost all of your plate, you can do that too. There's no wrong way. So Stevie's going to go ahead and tie hers off. I think she's done with hers. So she's going to take the end of her yarn and pick a place to loop it around that's the next section to make a knot, to tie it together. So, like this loop, you can loop it under, all the way under, and then you're going to tie it in a knot to secure it. Nope, pull it all the way through. Okay, now tie like your shoelaces. Yep, and then back through this side. Yep, make a knot. Secure it. Pull it all. Nope.
It's not a knot. Pulling it through this way.
Okay, Stevie's arguing with me. I don't know if any parents in the hospital room have this issue, but...
Pulling it that way is not a knot. I
Okay.
have to do like this.
Okay, so Stevie's going to tie a knot.
Do like that.
Pull it all the way through. Keep pulling. If you need a parent to help with this part, it's okay. It's a little bit tricky, as you can see. Okay? And then once you have your knot tied, you're just going to kind of wad up the rest of your yarn into as small a bit as possible and tuck it under. So just lift this up and tuck it under so you have a super puffy center. And just make sure it's covered by your weaving. Okay? There. That's a nice puffy center. So now Stevie's going to pick a color, and you can alternate colors between each section. You can make them all the same color, whatever you want to do. But you can color the edges to make it look like a flower or a starburst or whatever you want. And so she's going to continue. I'm going to help her. And you can color as much or as little as you want, or not at all. It's up to you. So we'll color half of that one red and half of it blue. I can't color from this angle. All right. And then if you wanted to hang this on your wall, you would take your loose ends that are hanging out of the back, tie them together in a knot. And now you're ready to hang up and enjoy your weaving. We hope you enjoyed this Boredom Buster. Dell Children's patient and founder Lance White and his family live locally and run Lift Brigade as volunteers to help children get through treatment. Share the fun. Like us, tag us, follow us on social media, Share your pictures with us, check out our website, and reach out to us via email. We'd love to hear your story. We need your feedback and donations to help keep these programs going. Thanks in advance for your help.